Yes, sir, man. We live and we back. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose Man. Happy New Year to y'all, man. I hope y'all brought it in right, man. Y'all know why I'm here, bringing you another edition of my starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel, alright? As you can see, normally we do the lineup review, but I don't have one today, guys. I can't lie to you, man. I missed lock last night, man. That 3:30 Alabama game and the bar don't mix when you try to be a DFS, man. I missed lock, so no lineup review from me, man. Hope y'all got some lineups in, got some money made, cash, and ended the year right. But hey, we back on this 5 game slate, man, for this New Year's Day. It's a tough 5 gamer, man, especially on DraftKings, man. It's gonna be hard trying to put some plays together, man. Y'all know all these COVID injuries that are already confirmed and out. Some few questionable guys we waiting on. Let's get into this slate, man, and see what I'm liking for today. Let's start the new year off right. All right. At the point guard at the top, man. I think I want to look at the guy down here, man. Derek Walton Jr. right here for the Detroit Pistons. If you pull up his game log right here, we can look, man. He's been very solid, serviceable, so to speak. The first game he didn't take as many shots. The second game against the Knicks is what I like. He bumped up to 10 field goal attempts in that matchup. Now he getting the up pace matchup against the San Antonio Spurs, and I know they just played him a couple nights ago. As you can see, people gonna look at the box score and be like, "Oh man, he was terrible. I can't get back to him." But I'm gonna get back to him. See, this right here, from going from 5 shots to 10 shots, improving in his minutes. I think we can expect him to see 35 plus minutes, barring any foul trouble, anything like that. I think he's blowout proof in this spot, man. We talking about a guy who's on a 10-day contract, so he's really trying to prove himself. They're really gonna let him get all the run he can handle. I don't mind going back to Derek Walton Jr. right here at 4,500. We saw him when he got 28 points, fantasy points against the New York Knicks. Now you come into a faster paced game. Should be a high scoring game right here against these San Antonio Spurs. I like getting the Walton Jr. right here in this point guard spot. Coming in at my shooting guard spot. I want to go back to my boy. He was successful for me last time. Y'all saw him on the lineup review. I want to go to COBY White, man. 4,900. Going against the Washington Wizards. Well, we expect Lonzo Ball to still be out. Let's get into COBY White here. Pull up his game log. As you can see, the past 2 games, he's been very solid. He's where he rounding his way back into form. He was actually a solid point guard for the Bulls last year. I thought he was showing some upside throughout the season. I was really surprised when they brought in Lonzo Ball for the point guard. I thought it was going to give the rings to COBY White. He did have a solid year last year, so these past 2 games, man, he's just been rounding back into form. 2 consecutive 40-point efforts, and the beauty of this is you see what he's capable of, and at 4,900, you don't even need 43 from him. 43 is giving you a top tier performance. But at 4,900, he really just needs about 35 fantasy points to really hit value for us over here. So anything over than that is beautiful, man. So you can see what he's capable of here. Averaging, 42 and a half DK points over the past 2 games. I definitely want to go back to that here in this spot against the Washington Wizards, man. I like some COBY White here today. All right. Coming in at my small forward. This undoubtedly is the toughest position on DraftKings today, man. If you're not paying up to Kevin Durant is the only one I think is appropriately priced. Everybody else at small forward is overpriced in my opinion, except for one guy that I'm not playing at small forward. But pretty much everyone outside of 2 plays is overpriced at small forward, in my opinion, on DraftKings. So you might be uncomfortable with your small forward play over here. The guy I'm gonna go to, man, is Mr. Hamdou Diallo here, 7,700. Yes, this price tag is tough to bear. I know, man, it is super tough. But just pricing wise, like I said, if you're not paying up to Kevin Durant, I think he's probably one of the better plays at small forward. His 7,700 price is inflated on him, but Detroit has no bodies over there. He's gonna see plenty of minutes. He's gonna take plenty of shots. We saw him have 63 fantasy points the last time. I really hate playing guys after they have a big fantasy performance because usually it's a letdown right after. So I really hate taking guys when they have their ceiling type performance. But in this spot, I think my hand is kind of forced. I mean, I like Diallo, but this 7,700 price tag is a little tough to swallow. But it's a 5-gamer, so you're gonna have to pay a little more for some plays usually, especially on DraftKings. So I'm gonna look at Diallo right here. He's been very solid since coming into the lineup. If you just look at his 10-game log, like I said, 63 last time out, right at 40 before that, 31. So he's been very solid. But like I said, I just think a lot of people are overpriced over here at the small forward. But I'm okay rolling the dice with Diallo again, going in this up-paced matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. All right, coming in at power forward, man. The other play that because he's small forward eligible, I said the two best plays are small forward, Kevin Durant, and the other one is Marcus Morris Sr. But I'm putting Marcus Morris Sr. in my power forward spot right here at 5,800, coming in against these Brooklyn Nets. We know the story with the Clippers over there. It's been the same story for a while now. They do have Reggie Jackson back, but Marcus Morris is just in line for big men. It's always a double threat when he steps on the court. It's the second night of a back-to-back. I'm not too worried about it. We see him play 38 minutes in his last two contests, man. So I'm expecting that to continue in a matchup with a more offensively explosive Brooklyn Nets team. They're going to need a little more scoring, man. So I have no problem going back to Marcus Morris Sr. right here. Even though Reggie Jackson is back, he still has a double upside right here for Marcus Morris Sr. There's plenty of fantasy goodness left to have over here at 5,800 for Marcus Morris right here at the power forward position. All right, let's go look at my center spot. And the center, man, just keep it simple, man. It's a 5-game. Just go right back to Mr. Daniel GAFFORD here, 5,600. Still, unless we get some Montrezl Harrell news, if Montrezl Harrell somehow surprisingly plays today for whatever reason, who knows, it'll be an abort mission on GAFFORD. But with no Harrell at 5,600, man, we've seen him get 36 and 32 minutes over the last couple games. So he's averaging about 34 minutes a game through the last two, and averaging about 36 fantasy points, man. That is very solid. This 5,600 price tag right here, going against the Chicago Bulls. Like I said, barring foul trouble or anything, he should see all the run he can handle. Hopefully the Wizards can keep this game close and stay in there. I like GAFFORD right here. Always a double threat as well. He has 40-point fantasy potential, man. So I like getting him right here at 5,600. Right? There you have it, man. My starting 5 on DraftKings: Derek Walton Jr., COBY White, Hamidou Diallo, Marcus Morris Sr., and Daniel GAFFORD. All right, let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there. But before we do, man, y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're just not tuned in. Definitely hit that like button, man. Let's start the new year's off right, man. Can we get 50 likes on this video just to start the new year off right, man? Help me out with the YouTube algorithm, all right? Let's do that, man, for your boy. It's greatly appreciated to start off 2022, all right? Now, FanDuel. At the top, at my point guard, I want to look at Reggie Jackson. I'm far more comfortable with him over here on FanDuel versus the 8,100 that he is on DraftKings. 6K, up-paced matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. They're going to need him to step into some scoring. We saw him make his return last time out. I think he played 31 minutes, so that's a great sign. There's no limitations there, so if this is a close game and they can stay in it, I think he can approach 35 minutes, man. And at 6K, he has the ability to really pay that off for us, especially with no Kawhi, no Paul George. Him and Marcus Morris Sr. are the main two offensive weapons, in my opinion. So I like getting to him at 6K over here on FanDuel. At the shooting guard spot, I want to look at Donovan Mitchell, man. We know Mike Conley's a game time decision. If Mike Conley plays, I may move to Bradley Beal or Zach LaVine. It's a lot of good shooting guard plays over here on FanDuel. FanDuel has beautiful pricing, man. You can build how you want to over here. But right now, I'm looking at Donovan Mitchell in this matchup against the Golden State Warriors. Like I said, we waiting on that Conley news. I think he's a solid play at this price tag, whether Conley plays or not. But no Conley and point Donovan Mitchell makes him an elite fantasy player, in my opinion. Y'all know how I feel about point Donovan Mitchell and point Bradley Beal, so I like him. I'm going to love him if Conley is out. But get you some Donovan Mitchell at 8,600 here. Coming in at the small 4, I want to look at Will Barton, 5,800, going against the Houston Rockets. Only thing I think we're waiting on over here is some Aaron Gordon news. We pretty much know the news over here. Aaron Gordon could be out. I don't think that impacts Will Barton too much. all those point guards being out is what I like here for Will Barton. He should have some more ball handling responsibility with the Denver being so short at the guard position. You can see I can really see him running like a point forward right here for these Denver Nuggets. Like I said, initiating some of the offense, even though it runs through Jokic mainly, he's definitely gonna bring the ball up some, initiate some offense. Well, I like Will Barton in this spot. He hasn't really flashed the ceiling performance yet this season, but we know he's capable of 40-point plus fantasy games. So I like getting Will Barton at this 5,800 going against a Houston Rockets team that is the bottom of the league. So and staying in that same game, I like Christian Wood right here in this spot, man. I really think he this is a nice spot for him going against this Denver Nuggets team and Jokic down low. He's gonna be heavily involved with Jokic being the primary offensive weapon for the Nuggets, the ball going through him. So he's going to have more chances for, rebounds. He's going to be more involved in the action right here in this spot. I think that improves his chances of having a ceiling type performance right here. And we know he's capable of 50 plus point, even a 60-point fantasy game. So at 7,800, I think he's worth a play right here on FanDuel. And then coming in at my center spot, just staying with Daniel Gafford, 5,900, slightly more expensive over here on FanDuel, but I'm okay with it. Like I said, he's a double-double threat every time he's on the court. They're gonna need a body to defend Vucevic down there for against the Chicago Bulls. Man, I like getting Daniel Gafford in this spot at 5,900. All right, so there you have it, man. My starting five on FanDuel: Reggie Jackson, Donovan Mitchell, Will Barton, Christian Wood, and Daniel Gafford. All right, get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have them in mind, all right? That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.